Well, I've been like, I added a fiber supplement.
Yeah.
Just like at the end of the night. They made it into a gummy.
Yeah.
It's fantastic because for me, it's like, tastes like candy.
Okay,
so
it's
like
candy,
before I go to bed,
mostly fiber,
it's
so you're more full.
6 grams of fiber.
Yeah.
20 calories. I have it 2 servings.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed with a diet soda.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan.
Well, it's like for me, it's like if I don't want to.
Sweet.
Yeah. If I don't want to have ice cream.
It's funny because like I like candy so much, but I don't want to eat them all. So I have these. So then I'm like, well, I'm not gonna eat more than like 4 because I'm fearful it'd be like toxic or something.
But that's the same.
I just have stuff like that just to kind of prevent.
So I love like if I can find gummies and vitamins, I'll do it because again, it's something sweet that's like easy. And for me, to your point, like I don't want to be toxic, so like I'm gonna have the recommended dose.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna go fiber in on my having 12 grams of fiber, but like I'm not gonna be shaking the gummies in my hand and be like popping my candy. Like it's not.
It's funny. I have kind of a unique perspective because although I'm very lean, I know what it's like to be excessively hungry because of the bodybuilding contest. So I think most people can't relate with somebody who's like your size because they're like, well, he probably just eats a lot. I'm like, do you know how hungry that person is to get to that point?
Yeah.
Like they don't understand because like when I'm at 5% body fat, you can't live a normal life because I'm so hungry all the time.
You're hungry, and then also like either be hungry, isolated, in a like hungry, isolated, dark place, and access to money. 4 things like are very important. So like you're hungry, yes, but then you have to be like, I wasn't seeing my friends. I was living downtown by myself. I was like, and then I was depressed and sad. Yeah. And like things weren't like life didn't feel great, and so like you pile on constantly. That was like towards the end, but even like in the middle, it was just more so like I remember I was hanging out with Jelly Roll, and Jelly was like, if you show me a food addict's car, like if you want to know if you're food addict, show me your car. Yeah. Basically, right? And he was like, your car has all the evidence. And when I was 17, I got my license. I always had some money in my pocket. Yeah. And I remember I would hit Wendy's up immediately. That was like probably within the first couple months of me on my license, I was like Wendy's constantly. And then I would start with like, it started off with like a double stack and a junior bacon, right? And then it would somewhere along the way, I picked up 2 junior bacons, 1 double stack. Yeah. And then probably 6 months later, I added, let me get 2 double stacks, 2 junior bacons. By the peak of it, it was 3 double stacks, 3 junior bacons, and 2 chicken sandwiches. Yeah. Right. It doesn't happen over time. It happens like gradually. It's progressive overload. And
oddly enough, for most people, the difference would be, for example, what I tried to get as fat as I possibly could on purpose because I wanted to break the world record in the bench press. It meant a lot to me. Yeah. And I had to get to about 245 pounds. I weigh like 180 something now. So I was at 220 and no real problem eating. Then all of a sudden 230 and I'm like, okay, now I can't eat any salads. Yeah. I can't eat anything healthy. I can only eat chicken nuggets, French fries, deep fried foods and stuff. And I got to 232 and I physically couldn't eat anymore. And I'm like so much so that I would wake up in the middle of the night and have to throw up. I couldn't keep the food down. Yeah. I was trying to eat more and I just physically couldn't. Yeah. If somebody paid me like not $1 million, but $1 billion to get to 300 pounds, physically couldn't do it. Yeah. Because $1 billion to me doesn't mean as much as like reaching my goals. Yeah. Like I wanted to break the world record of bench press. I would do anything to do it. It's like I'm very goal oriented. I want to do something and I do it. Money doesn't really mean that much to me. So if I can't get to 300 pounds, somebody who's 300, 400, 500, 600, it's because their hunger signals, the ghrelin, all these things are enabling them to do that. Yeah. So when I see somebody who weighs like 400, 500, 600 pounds, whatever the weight is, I know that they're hungry enough to be able to do that. Because most normal average person couldn't physically do that if they were paid to do it. So that's the difference. Like, and I can understand what it's like to be super hungry because when I diet down to 5%, then I have that. Yeah. I could eat any amount of food at this point. Yeah. Like I can eat 10,000, like there's no problem. That I can't stop eating. It's like something takes over you. Yeah, you know, it's like it's after bodybuilding competitions and how much weight I could gain after. Yeah. It's like I'm up 20 something pounds in a week. It's like you're just eating, you can't stop because your body then needs to go to a place where you're in, like in homeostasis. Then I'm like, now I'm full, I can't eat anymore because my body works normal. Yeah. That's good. You should be starving when you're too lean, and when you're getting too fat, you shouldn't be hungry. Yeah. That's why the GLPs work so well. It's supposed to get you back down to like feeling like a normal person would feel. Yeah, the GLP ones, I mean, it definitely takes away. Like, I mean, for me, it also just controls the impulses. Like that's the biggest thing for me is it like helps me think through like decisions. And I'm like, do I really need that? Probably not. I'm good. Yeah. Right. And then obviously just like constantly checking the scale every single day helps. Has been like you mentioned like downstairs like weighing yourself every day and taking the average. In the beginning, I think you're right. I would challenge you that it's really hard to have that much self-reflection when you're coming from a place of shame.
So I had to really fight to get to that point where I could check my weight every
So
single
if
day.
you check your weight and it's up,
I used to.
something clicks that you don't feel good.
Yeah, I feel better now because but I had to do it for like 4 months straight and like make it so that it's not, you're not defined by the number on the scale. Because for me, like the scale was like, if the scale was up, I had a horrible week. Like my life didn't matter. Like I was like just like so depressed. If the scale was down, I was happy. And the scale dictated my life completely. Like my mood, my emotions, everything. The scale was one of the biggest driving factors. Now, because I did that work, but it took like 4 or 5 months of being on the scale every single day and understanding the process, I was able to do it. That didn't happen until probably 15 months or probably 13 months into the journey. So I think that like, yes, it's good. It's also really hard to get to that place where you can get on the scale and just see it as a data point versus seeing it as like a self-worth issue.
My personal opinion on it, and maybe it's not really right, is with knowledge comes power.
Yeah.
So even if you're sad or depressed, feeling bad about the number on the scale, well, that number is factual. It's giving you information. If you want to feel sad about it, well, that's your choice kind of thing. We can choose what we feel about it. Because I don't see it as any different to, if I went, like I was on the swim team, we like to swim. So we would swim our laps and they would give us our split times. And I would sometimes have bad days where I'm swimming very slow and I wouldn't like it. Or I would go into the gym and I'd be like, okay, I got to do 225 for 15 reps today. And I would get 12. And, should I go to the gym and not know my weight? Or should I do swimming of my laps and not know my time in case it's bad because then I had a bad day? Because if I wasn't lifting more or swimming faster, I would feel like that same kind of feeling, but it's like you can't do anything about that. And so if you're slower in the pool or weaker in the gym or heavier on the scale, all you can do is go harder than last time. And then the next time you go in, you compare it to that day. So let's say you're 600 today, next day you're 605. Well, your goal should be less than 605 the next time.
Yeah.
And if it's 607, well, eventually you're like, okay, my weight is going up all the time. I need to change something. Do I need to eat less? Do I need to do more cardio? And although I feel bad about it, maybe that's the motivation I need to actually make the changes to get the goal. Without the scale weight, you might go to 600 to 700 and never realize it because you hadn't stepped on the scale in however many months.
I think you have to do it. I mean, I was doing it every month. I mean, every week for sure.
Yeah.
But I think like it just takes it's a learned trait. It's a learned behavior.
Yeah.
And you have to do it more often.
I'm scared with the once a week thing because what if the week is bad?
Oh no,
then you're like the whole week is sad. But if it's daily, okay, you can even in your head you're like, okay, I gained weight this week or this day, but it's just one day. Then today it's a reset every day versus a reset every week. And if it's only every month, you'd be like, oh my God, I just went through a whole month and I gained 2 pounds. That could be more depressing than I gained 2 pounds in one day, but hey, the next day I can change it.
So I think that for me, a day is better.
Yeah.
But I had to get there. And you know who got me there? It was a combination of a few people in my gym, but then also Simon. It was like, Simon was a big preacher of...
Was he coaching you?
No.
Okay, just a friend.
Just a friend.
Yeah.
But he was just like, we would argue about it. Like we would have like this heated, lively discussions about daily versus weekly. I was like, no, weekly is like...
So he was a daily guy and you were like, no, I don't
I think weekly is good. And
did he start daily or did he?
Yeah, he started daily.
Okay.
But then I did it for 1 month in September last year, and it was the most brutal month mentally, but the most effective month I thought for like the scale wise.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm done with this for now, but like, I can see some merit to it. And then I was struggling really hard during the winters, during the holidays. And so I was like, let me add in daily weigh-ins again. And did it for like 3.5 months publicly. Like every day I would step on the scale and like talk about like what happened the night before. And like it got to the point where like ended up being too much to do publicly, but like behind the scenes I kept doing it still.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important that like for me, I was like, I can see the benefit of this, but it was a learned behavior. I had to do it a lot to get past the mental break of like feeling shame or feeling sad or feeling what have you.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah, it's interesting how it works. I never really thought of it in so many different ways because obviously I only know myself really and what works for me. Yeah. So what I think works for me, I think is going to work for other people, but it's like there's no people that are exactly the same.
Well, I think you have to I just like add in the mental health aspect of it, which is like if you feel shame, you overeat. So for me, if I felt shame, I feel like I would get depressed, I get sad, and then I would get depressed and sad. What's my comfort? What's my like, where do I go for that? And that's food, right? You don't get the 700 pounds without having comfort in something. For me, it was food. Just like an alcoholic might get alcohol if they're feeling sad, depressed, what have you, stressed.
Yeah.
So like for me, I was like, well, this is going to cause me like feel more shame, and then I'm going to be isolate, and then I might like quit or something.
It's interesting because if I weight would go up, I'm thinking way back from me. I'm like looking back like 30 years. I would go for a 100-mile bike ride.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, 4 or 5 hours on the bike should pretty much take care of those extra calories. Or if I binge ate or ate too much or had a bad day, cheat day, because I had all the problems that anyone would have ever had, from dieting, because I've dieted so much and. I weighed myself, 10 times a day. I probably weigh myself 5 times a day now, but like I'm lean, I don't need to. I just am curious because it's like, I think I'm like self-brainwashed into being like, this is what you do. You weigh yourself every day. First thing in the morning. There's no mornings I don't weigh myself, or before bed I know my weight, and then during the day I'll just, and it's not because I'm trying to regulate my diet, it's just because I'm habit.
Yeah.
Because I've done like 70 powerlifting meets and 59 bodybuilding shows, and every time I did a contest, I had to weigh a certain amount. I had to be usually lighter. So, except for when I did that extreme bulk, which was the first, like, I'm gonna get heavier on purpose. It was so weird because my whole life was about cutting.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the hardest time I think ever to diet was after that, because I was used to eating 2 liters of ice cream before bed every night. And so once I stopped after like 6 months, I'm like, okay, now I still want the ice cream, and I had to stop. So I had to cut it. I had to get rid of it from the house. I had to get rid of the cereals and all the trigger foods, because I was like, I can't get back into it. I can't just have a spoon from the top. I would just keep it going, and then the whole thing would be gone. Same with the cereal. Same.
I've been there,
For sure. So it's weird, even though I've never been overweight in my entire life, but I feel like I've dieted like somebody who would be overweight their whole life. Because it's always, because for me, overweight would be over 10% body fat, because I have to be 5% at a show.
Yeah, this is good. You want to lift?
Yeah, we can do this for sure.
Train?